Hi, today we are going to unbox this new gigabit router from Netgear. It's N300 wireless gigabit router. Let's unbox it. Alright, this is what? It's some kind of instruction CD, manual, the router, the stand, cable, power adapter. Let's see. It's 12 volt, 1.5 amperes, made by Netgear. Alright, so the router is glossy finish. Still the plastic on the front, because it's hard to get it out. Here you can see that it's the version 2.
If you have this orange light on your router, most probably we are going to hit it together. You will need a little device that is called USB to TTL converter. You can find it on eBay or wherever you want for a couple bucks. And be sure that it's a low voltage model for 3.3 volt. You can find it in the datasheet of the chip that is used in the board. You just double check it. You will also need 3 cables. Now let's see how to open the housing of the router. Okay, so you want to use T6 Torx to unscrew the screw, and after that you use the prying tool to open it. Just put it there and press it with a finger and slide it up. Just like that. It goes pretty easy. And now you have to find a position where you can easily lift up the cover. Just like that. We are going to connect the cables to those pins. We will use only 3 pins, which are TXD, RXD and GND, which is the transmit, receive and ground pin, not the voltage pins. We are going to use only these 3. Notice the colors, which are brown, red and orange, and compare it with the photo how it's connected to the router. Connect your router to the computer by the Ethernet port with number 4 that is next to the Internet 1 port. Manually change the IP address of your computer to something like 192.168.150. The last number mustn't be 1 because it's the address of your router. Connect the USB to TTL converter to your computer and check in the device manager if the installation was successful. If not, manually install the drivers for the converter. Write down the number of the COM port. In my case, it's COM13. Download the application called PuTTY. Click to the serial button and change the number of the COM port to yours. In my case, it's number 13. Then change the speed to 115.200 and down there, the option close window on exit, click never. In the left little window, click serial and check the parity for none, row control none. After that, click open. Now you should get this window. It will be empty because we are not doing anything yet. What we are going to do now is switch on the router, and when you do it, you want to keep pressing Ctrl+C on your keyboard to stop bootloading the router, to stop the bootloader application in the router. Be sure that you have your router, very close to yourself, so you can do it very fast immediately after you connect it to the power. If you are quick enough, you should see startup cancelled and maybe additional, Ctrl+C. After that, type tftpd to start tftp server on the router. It should say start tftpd server and reading. If not, if it says something like it failed, you have to try it more times, even the whole process with connecting the power supply and pressing Ctrl+C until you get it to the reading part. The next step is to open the application called tftpd by phjunin. You can find it on the internet. You will click to the tftpd client. The host will be 192.168.1.1, which is the address of the router. Local file will click on 3 dots and navigate to your file for the firmware that you know that is okay. So basically the factory firmware or something that will work because it worked before. In my case, I used the dd-wrt firmware. After that, you want to check that the server interfaces, if they're sending your address. In my case, it's 192.168.150. After that, you click on Put button to send the file to the router. You should see the progress as the file is being sent to the router, and in the end, you should see the successful message. In the PuTTY window, you will see that the router is doing lots of stuff, and it will take about 5 minutes maybe to boot it up and do the flash correctly. So don't, turn off the power if it looks that it's not working. After 5 minutes, try to open 192.168.1.1 in your browser, internet browser, to get into your router. It should work, and you can do whatever you want because the router is now fixed, and you can disconnect the serial connection from the converter and close the housing, put it all back together. Eventually, I ended up with original firmware because the other can't handle my internet speed, which is almost 100 megabits, and with dd-wrt it was only about nearly 60 megabits, which is quite a loss. So I hope it was helpful, this video for you, and if you have any questions, just write them below and ask me. Bye!